people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 22 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Last time, we started the trial off, and we basically cross-examined Gumshoe, and after much effort, we managed to break his testimony. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there.
That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How can you betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me. Why totally set me up?
I don't think he meant to do that, Maggey. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's gotta do his job, right?
It's okay. I know about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurts this time. It was touched me in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't want to see him again.
Poor Gumshoe. Yeah, poor Gummy. He's getting rejected.
So next week is gonna be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds.
I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know. Yeah, like a big old grouch. Are you gonna be able to handle him, Nick?
He's a witness, not a paramaya. Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggey Bird. Mr. Goto, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. The name's Dr. Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times too. We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court about your occupation. My occupation? Listen, youngins. How much can do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do! Or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed.
Wow, a real craftsman. You're a dying breed. Hey, maybe you could embroider my costume sometime.
Anyways, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a time working at the cashier's burger joint, pretending to smile. Welcome to Big Willie's! How can I take your order? That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, where were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of jalapeno. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see. CzarThwomp, why the hell are you messing up my lines? Do you hate me, sir? You saw everything that happened, Gramps. Did I? Oh, yes! Oh, yes, I did. I saw it all. Then please, tell the court. We're all ears. Sure. I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this. What I witnessed. The young man was reading the sports paper. A serving girl brought him a jalapeno, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. God, you are as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with the old-fashioned ones, Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me? Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. And I'm gonna cough. Frick you, Victor Kudo. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, sorry. So you saw the victim, then? You saw Mr. Glenn Elk? I want to know if Gustin Braun retained his championship or not. So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And the location of the question. There are partitions between the tables on the same side of the restaurant, right? So what there are? If you say you could only see the victim, That means you were sitting at the table on the other side of the restaurant, correct? Kah! I go to that place to drink cappuccino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember what table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to eye the waitress? Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. And I saw that servant girl pointing to the Java show as well. I bet he knows what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not going to like it. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was pointed to the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask the witness that the witness adds what he knows to the testimony. Agreed. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. Did she really put that stuff into the coffee? You tell me, boy! She took a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar? In a small brown bottle like that? Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? Ha! A bottle like this, perhaps? Oh, there it is! That's the one! That's the ball of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? He took just one sip. You youngins, you waste everything! Those Yellow cost $8! In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died! Victor, how are you not a poet? Congratulations! You have earned the title of baddest man to grace a courtroom. So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide. I suppose that is possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Java just straight turned sour in my stomach. Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress? I presume she is... You said, I remember her well, in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is! Sorry? You can see it all the way up to her. You know! She's practically naked in that uniform! So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit. But anyone could wear just such a uniform, even me! Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image.
No, Nick, you guys keep yourself together!
I guess I got a bit carried away. Ha! There are other things I recognize about her too. He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether the waitress was Maggey Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant. I will ask that you add them to your testimony. Sure. Oh, this one. Press this one. And I think that Phoenix does bring up the strap fetish. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all, her face? As if I remember that! The witness noticed the straps on the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red! So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? Should I get the feeling that there's something more to this somehow? Ask about the straps. Gotta ask about the straps! Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in the straps. Why is that? What? The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron? What's the fascination? Fascination? Objection! People have all kinds of fetishes tonight. We don't need to embarrass the witness. Listen, you young upstarts! I haven't got some sick strap fetish! Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual level of straps, Mr. Wright? I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps. I have got a strap fetish! I don't repeat myself! You have a strap fetish, don't you, Kudo? Very well, continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo. Make it strapless. Give away my strap fetish.
You think OC really saw Maggey do it?
Well, he probably had his eyes on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there.
Well, he was there for the cute habits, right? Not the waitresses.
I guess. She makes a good point, though.
Hey, did I say something clever?
I wonder if the waitress and Mr. Kudo really thought it was Maggey. That's what we have to figure out, Nick.
Then we have to figure out, Nick.
Strap fetish!
Objection!
Okay, come on. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection!
Ha! He's got to their grams. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. The man is a harassment! I told you I'm not with straps and ribbons! I'm just telling you what I saw! Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add detail about any identifying features. Features you observe from the front, that is, to your testimony. Sure.
It's all my testimony getting longer and longer.
You know, I can find a hole soon. It'll get even longer, I bet. I gotta press this! You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes? No question about it! I didn't come this far yet, Victor Kudo never backs down! That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay.
This has turned to a matter of pride for OC now, I guess. I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not.
Like I thought, we need some concrete proof for this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front.
You think OC really saw Maggey do it?
Well, he probably has eyes on the waitress the whole time. That's why he's there.
But he was there for the graphics, right? Not the waitress.
I get. Okay, good. Yeah, I just wanted to see if just they would make a joke about, well, other aspects of Maggie's front. Okay. Apron. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. Ha! That filthy thing would suit stealth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. You think I forget something as dirty as that? Well, you halfway caught. What? What is it? Ever since I said you halfway caught, there's been an eerie silence in here. Is it one of those is the word clot now banned to be said? Is it offending someone? Mr. Kudo, that's apron. Is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning? And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this, which means if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Witness! You just can't oops your way out of this. Ha! Well, looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen to Wright. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggey Burr. Exactly. And when the one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My nugget's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what a burger a customer wanted.
He can't remember. Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking out.
Very well. That's just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. He was another of those pesky young types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to wireless. I remember that well. The starving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we've just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so big on everything.
How are we gonna handle this, Nick?
We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot.
Just drive him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cool?
I suppose, but isn't that what I do best? Torturing the elderly? Now, basically with this, our main thing is to get Victor to admit that the radio, that basically the eyepiece was on the wrong side of his head. Spectacles? Dark glasses! One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. You mingled rubbish. That's why I always remember him so well. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye. Looks like a scouter. Well, I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. You see, I've been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some, and rival Mr. Godo's sharp appearance.
We better come up with something sharp and quick.
Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him without the spectacles. The wireless? The decadent young rascal! In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. And using an earpiece. It's selfish. That's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to the radio? Why are you looking at me like that? How dare you feel sorry for me? Ow! Ow! His free hand. Yes. What hand was that? Weren't you listening before, Lothier? I think it was on the baby paper in his right hand, did I? His free hand was his right hand, then which hand was it, Johan? Ow! Ow! Ha! Perhaps the great is the traitor's three hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and shoot me like a freak. The point of this cross-examination is to establish guilt on just one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss.
I guess we just need to find contradiction in testimony somewhere, huh?
Anything will do. Even the smallest detail. We just need the one mistake, and he's ours. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it? That young hooligan! I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting? How was I supposed to be able to read the backup page with all the wrestling going on? I need to find out if Gus and Raw retained the champion title! It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy one yourself? Why are you looking at me like that for? How dare you judge me? Ow, ow!
That's your bong got beat yesterday, by the way. Anyways.
Okay. You mean the waitress, who you only saw behind, right? You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right? Maybe. What does it matter if I saw her from the front or behind? My eyes don't lie! Ow, ow! I better not push it until I've got some hard evidence. Anything new? Yeah, I'm just gonna go through all the testimony again. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through. Just gonna spam through, see if I can just find something. Because I know what we're trying to prove, though I have to get to it. Come on. Yes, yes, your eyes don't lie. Ow, ow, ow. Come on. Alright, right, yes, we gotta go for the coffee proof. Yes, I forgot that we had to do this one first. I was getting one cross-examination ahead of myself. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of the testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory. I know! There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you! Nothing! If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seasons in the pigeon song! Care to tell us where this is going tonight? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. What is this? Kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that that this victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Ah! Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from and wait! If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw! You still insist on your testimony. That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen I am. It's that dead young hotbine you spiky here who are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man! Been around for 16 years I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say! I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but... Sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godo! But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor! I fucking dumb! Oh no. Left to right. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup. His left hand! We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HDD, DVD, CDD, all these newfangled things drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know I saw it, I'm telling the truth. It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts, in good old black and white. Now, if you notice, it's on the left side. So, boom. Easy as pie. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but Mr. Kudo, there's something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. I could only see the side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What'd you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo. But the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Traces of medication for his condition were found in the ear canal. That's right. It's possible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Pigeon! Pretty pigeon! Order! This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when he knows his eardrum was ruptured. When we know. Well, Mr. Godo? A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain! Are you calling me a trip? Yes, that is exactly what I am calling you. This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. I'll let drink his Gumshoe with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup with his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness has already testified on a number of occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The fact still stands. With one hand or another, Mr. Erg drank the poison coffee. Like this. Sadly, Mr. Go, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory was credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by the witness is useless. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey! I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned.
Yeah, we'll finish up this portion of the trial in today's episode.
Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there, I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dye his T's or cross his eyes now.
Well, how is your bad memory my fault?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else the court should know.
What? There's more?
To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack, you young shark.
Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun.
Well, everyone, what do you say? One final showdown. The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What do you have to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the coffee you want if you come to my house after the trial. I am 6 years old, but Dr. Kudo is still a man!
That's probably what he yells at Tribulations.
That's enough, witness. I believe it would be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet! Much, much quicker!
I can't believe this is happening!
Ha you better get ready, youngster.
I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's gotta be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box. He's using the Konami cheat.
First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure myself. Young boy slumped over the table as Susie took one sip of his Javachino. Well, a clumsy upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke and the strip of cloth going in the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down,
Luckily, this one's also easy to crack.
Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember perfectly. Hey, you're doubting me again? You're down a poor defenseless old man? No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Don't you defend the question on everyone's lipstick? Yeah, so what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy.
You're a bird brain, that's why that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please.
Okay. Luckily, as you can see, the vase is perfectly fine. There we go. And this trial is pretty much done. Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene.
So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact. Lost your tongue, Granddad?
I'm no granddad, yours, Hopscotch!
Ow! Ow!
Enough! If you don't any more in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night.
Ah!
What is it now? I just remembered something.
Yes? Go on.
The broken vase. It was on my table.
What?
Well, you see, it dropped me when the young boy collapsed, so I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked.
What, go? You think of his groin?
Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been of use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Wait a minute! If that's the case, then there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes. I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait! Listen to me! Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I am not in the position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the witness in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear.
Wow, Nick, you did it!
I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is one more thing before I can call today's session to an end.
One more thing, Your Honor?
The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it accordingly to his statement.
Okay.
You may each have a copy of it if you wish.
Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that. Gojo's really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too.
Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Gojo's.
Yes, Your Honor. Victor says when we add to the court record. I'm sorry. This isn't even a piece of testimony, more like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we going to do with 3 copies? Give 2 to your friends? Yes, send them to Edgeworth. 1 for Edgeworth and 1 for Larry. That'll be their birthday gifts. Right? Why'd you send me this scrap of paper?
That is all. The court is adjourned.
To be continued. No, we're not saving. Just not yet. January 7th, 12:52 p.m. Raincoat Law Offices. So how you did the trial with this morning? Well, that was a good time things off, I think. Anyways, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're great. If you go back for the next one. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye.